Hi my dear students, welcome back to our class. Well, today we are going to know about Sri Nagavara Rama Rao Narayana Murthy. Narayana Murthy was born on August 20, 1946 in Mysore in Karnataka. He is introvert. He is very shyful man. He grown up like that only, and he is driven with principles. And his father was a poor school teacher. Even though he is poor and his family condition was in a severe poverty, he became the founder of Infosys. There were many problems in his life. He faced many problems and got become a towering personality. Now let us know how he became as a towering personality in the information technology. Okay, Unit 1 C reading. The title is I Will Do It. The title is I Will Do It. Okay, let's enter into the text. He was short. He was sharp. He was the brightest boy in his class. His seniors used to ask him to solve their difficulties in science. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd, but once you asked him a question related to physics or mathematics, there was a spark in his eyes. He could grasp theories of science faster than the speed of light. He came from a poor but educated family. His father was a high school teacher and an avid reader of English literature. He, like all the boys in his class, was trying to get admission into some engineering college. The brighter ones wanted to study in Indian Institutes of Technology or the IITs. There was an entrance test for IIT. This boy, means Narayana Murthy, this boy along with his friends applied to appear for the test. They did not have any special books to coaching. All these IIT aspirants would sit below the shade of Stone Mandap close to Chamundi Hills in the sleepy town of Mysore. He was the guide for the others. While the others struggled to solve the problems in the question paper, he would smile shyly and solve them in no time. He sat alone below a tree and dreamed of studying IIT. It was the ultimate aim for any bright boy at that age, as it still is today. Today also there is a demand to IIT. He was then only 16 years old. The D-Day came. He came to Bangalore, stayed with some relatives and appeared for the entrance test. He did very well but would only say okay when asked. It was the opposite when it came to food. When he said okay, it implied bad. When he said good, it implied okay. When he said excellent, it implied good. His principle was never to hurt anyone. The IIT entrance results came. He had passed with a high rank. What a delight for any student. He was thrilled. He went to his father, who was reading a newspaper, and asked, Anna, I have passed the exam. Well done, my boy, his father said. Then Murthy said, I want to join IIT, Dad. On listening this, his father stopped reading the newspaper. He lifted his head, looked at the boy and said with a heavy voice, My dear son, you are a bright boy. You know our financial position. I have 5 daughters to be married off and 3 sons to educate. I am a salaried person. I cannot afford your expenses at IIT. You can stay in Mysore and study as much as you want. Indeed, it was a very difficult situation for any father to say no to his bright son. But the circumstances were like that. It was common then for the man to be the single earning member with a large family depend on him. His father was sad that he had to tell the bitter truth to his son, but it could not be helped. The boy had to understand reality. The teenager was disappointed. It seemed his dreams had burned to ashes. He was so near to fulfill his fondest hope, yet so far. His heart sank in sorrow. But he did not reply. He never shared his unhappiness or helplessness with anybody. He was an introvert by nature, as I told you earlier. His heart was bleeding, but he did not get angry with anybody. The day came, his classmates were leaving for Madras, now it is called Chennai. They were taking a train from Mysore to Madras. They have shared good years in schools and college together. He went to the station to say goodbye and good luck to them for their future life. Why? Because he is his friend. He is a good friend to them. That's why he been to railway station to bid them bye and say them his wishes. At the station, his friends were already there. They were excited and talking loudly. The noise was like the chirping of birds. They were all excited and discussing their new hostels, new courses, etc. He was not part of it, so he stood there silently. One of them noticed and said, means one of his friend noticed that Murthy was sad. He said, "You should have made it, Murthy." But what could he do? His poverty didn't allow him to go with them. So he stood silently there. The boy with lot of dreams in his mind for his future stood motionless there and still thinking about his future. He did not reply to his friend. The train started moving. He only wished all of them. They waved at him as the train slowly left the platform. He stood there even after he could not longer see the train or the waving hands. It was the June of 1962 in Mysore city. Monsoon had set in and it was getting dark. It had started to drizzle. Yet he stood there motionless, looking at the train. He said to himself with a sort of consoling, without anger or jealous, "All students from the IITs study well and do big things in life, of course, but it is not the institution. Ultimately, it is you and you alone who can change your life by hard work." He believed in that. And probably he was not aware that he was following the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, it was told that your best friend is yourself and your worst enemy is yourself. So you have to decide what you want to be with yourself. And you know finally what happened? A son of a school teacher showed other Indians it was possible to earn wealth legally and ethically. And he also built a team of people who were equally good like him. Last but not least, he became a pioneer of India's software industry and started the information technology wave. Today, he has become an icon of simplicity with uncompromising quality and fairness. Apart from being a philanthropist, he really believes in the motto powered by intellect and driven by values. If you are powered with your intelligence and driven by values, nobody can stop you. Yes, he is the man. He is none other than Nagavara Rama Rao Narayana Murthy, the founder of Infosys, a leading IT company in the world. No matter he was the shortest boy in the class, no matter the poverty stopped him to go forward, he succeeded. He succeeded with his strong determination and willpower. Yes, this is what the present generation needed. This is what the spirit that present generation has to take from him. Okay friends, do you know about the author of this text? Here, the author is Sudha Murthy, the wife of N.R. Narayana Murthy. She is an Indian social worker and author. Mrs. Murthy began her professional career as a computer scientist and engineer. She is the chairperson of the Infosys Foundation. She has founded several orphanages and participated in rural development efforts. She supported the movement to provide all Karnataka government schools with computer and library facilities. She established the Murthy Classical Library of India at Harvard University. Mrs. Murthy also teaches computer science. She composed fiction Dollar Sauce. The present story is a selection from one of the most successful stories of her, How I Taught My Grandmother to Read and Other Stories. I hope you understood the text very well. And my dear ones, let's meet with another interesting reading in our next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye. See you.